Welcome to the Games Room. Join me, Bastish B, in this new 3-phase series as we start with the creation of my new Games Room, the eventual full tour, followed by the individual episodes as we take a look at each section in detail. So I hope you'll come along for the ride. This is Phase 1, under construction. Hey, Bastish B here for 64K and welcome to another episode of the Games Room. If you've never watched this show before, it's basically me chronicling my making of my man cave down here in the basement. It's putting the whole games room together and seeing how that goes. So let's jump on over and see what happened in this episode. The following took place between August 30th and September 6th. And I haven't done any updates in quite a while here because I just want to let things happen. So over here I've got some of these cool record holders. These things were super expensive. I'm not even going to say how much they were. I had to get them from England, and anyway, they are super cool. As you can see, I've got my video game soundtracks here. This is just a small collection of them on vinyl. I've got a lot of data discs also, but I've just decided to display one, Streets of Rage. If you have a look here, you press this button and you can pull that down, and then you can put in another record right in there and replace them, which is super cool. Clicks on there. Yeah, so that's, I got Rockin' Out Adventures, Far Cry Blood Dragon, super cool soundtrack, the soundtrack for Snatcher. Yeah, I'll be switching those out on, different occasions, so it'll always look different. This cupboard has finally been sorted. Ta-da! So at the bottom I still got my, board games and stuff. On the second shelf here, I put all batteries and stuff for controllers, and these are all issues of Nintendo Power. I've decided to put all my magazines here, all my retro ones anyway, so I can have access to them. Nintendo Power, Nintendo Power, Nintendo Power. That's all from the 80s and 90s and 2000s. These are all found at thrift stores, and I bought a whole lot from some dude off Craigslist, so this entire collection is dirt cheap. I got them for. And on the second shelf, this is my favorite one. These are all Commodore 64 or multi-format 80s magazines. So up here, got my favorite Commodore magazine. This is Commodore User. This is one of my original copies from 87. Here's my pitiful collection of Zap 64 magazines. I used to have a massive amount. I don't know what happened to them. I had a massive binder with all of them in, and that binder went missing. I'd probably have about that much at this point, but yeah, these are the only ones that weren't in the binder. So that's that. This is Your Commodore. This is also a pretty cool magazine. Yeah, it's got Free 64, fantastic little fanzine. This is new. And these are a bunch of miscellaneous Commodore magazines, like Commodore format, and ones I've only got a few issues of. Over there is my favorite multi-format magazine from the 80s. This is Computer and Video Games, or CNVG as it was known. These are all my original ones from the 80s, so that's a lot of them. Some of them have gone missing obviously over the years. At the back there I've got some of my old sticker books I used to collect. This is the Marvel Secret Wars. If you have a look here, I used to put the stickers in, get them at the stores, and try and fill them up to tell the story. I got most of the stickers for these ones, so that's pretty cool. There's only a few missing. I've also got Undercats over there. These are ones from the 80s I still have. And let's go to the next shelf, and this is more console stuff, console magazines. This is all Xbox 360 and original. This is all my EGMs. These are EGMs from the 90s right up till like 2010s. It's a big mixture. I used to have probably 3 times this amount as per usual. I don't know what happened to all those. This is Game Pro. I'm not even a fan of Game Pro. I don't even know how I've got so many of them. Anyway, Game Fan, massive fan of that. I've only got a few. I used to have a massive collection as well, unfortunately. That's PC Gamer and some other miscellaneous PC stuff. Sega Pro, that was a UK magazine. I used to have a huge collection of that too. the reason I still got that one, I've got a letter printed in that issue, so that's pretty cool. This issue of Game Fan, I'm actually in it. I was showing off my collection back in the early 2000s. It looks pretty pitiful if you look at it now. But anyway, I'm actually in this issue of Game Fan, which is cool. And Mega Play and a Japanese multi-format magazine I found at some point. And up here I've put all my like extra, stuff for consoles and that. I've taken it out the other room to give me some space. Just all box stuff, Dreamcast mouse, and, light guns and stuff like that, Dreamcast arcade stick, these Intellivision flashback things, and ColecoVision. I don't really like these flashback things, I find them to be really cheap, but the ColecoVision and Intellivision, I never really owned them back in the day, so these were just very intriguing for me. I got these also from garage sales for, I think they were like $5 or $10 each, so I got them for nothing. They're actually quite nice. And this is just a whole lot of boxes. Some of them have consoles and all just empty boxes. Dreamcast steering wheel. I got the 360 fighting stick there for Tekken vs Street Fighter, and stuff like that. And this is all pretty much the same. I'm still working on stuff down here. This is a bit of a mess, so yeah, let's skip that. Still waiting for more furniture. It's gonna be a while. I'll put up some more shelvings there, so you got a whole bunch of cool stuff up there. I'm not going to go through all that now, that'll be later on once everything's finalized. As you can see, games have been taken out of boxes, so it's getting less and less finally. This is my retro gamer collection. It's massive. This is the only magazines that aren't in there. I'm going to figure out a way to just put these separately. And yeah, let's carry on down here. I found some cool posters. Anyway, so I've kind of made this the English kind of Nintendo section, all the English games anyway. So if you look up there, yep. So I got some loose NES games and various others. Wii U collection is pitiful, but it's got cool games. GameCube, N64, NES, it's quite a lot. Wii, some really cool Wii games there. I know everybody thinks Wii is a piece of garbage, but if you look deep, these are all super cool games. And there's a lot of shovelware on the system, which people get confused with. And more NES games I couldn't even fit down there. And some Super Nintendo on each side. I haven't got a lot of Super Nintendo. I'm not a huge fan of that system. I'm more a fan of Super Famicom. I don't know why, even though it's basically the same games. I just like the Japanese style. And I finally took off this door because it was super annoying, and with the door gone, when the door opened, it took up this whole area. So now I've got all this free space to put stuff and to put some shelves. I can just walk in and out here, much easier. Okay, so this room has had some major upgrades. If you want to have a look here. So this is how it's looking so far. I'm getting things sorted finally. Put up a whole lot of shelves. I'm not going to go through all the games and stuff I've got up there, or systems. This is just a quick run through. And I managed to find an old DVD/CD writer from the late 2000s, this big clunky thing, and I plugged it into my new computer. That's my new computer, by the way. It's an Alienware R11. And yeah, it's I needed to test out my 3DO that I just got over there, that sucker, which I've just linked up there. I'm kind of setting everything up. Got the Amiga and the original Xbox. There's the 3DO, it's working pretty good. I can't find my 3DO games yet. They're in that disaster of a collection of boxes along that whole wall. I don't know where the heck they are. So I needed a game to test it with, so I just burnt Space Pirates and I played it and it works perfectly, so yay for piracy. So I'm just pirating a few more 3DO games to test them out, so That's pretty cool. That seems to work perfectly, so who knew? Yeah, I'm going to use all those CDs I found at a thrift store. And I've got the other side set up pretty well. I got a little light box here. I've already used it in my first video I've been editing, so that came out quite nice. Use it for close-up of boxes and stuff like that. Yeah, this one's set up pretty good. I've got the shelf there. I've decided to put all the monitors on shelves, so I've got more desk space. That one, you can see that's mounted. I mounted that as well. It used to be in the corner there. It was just taking up too much space. I got rid of my old PC from there. I'm not going to have it set it up in now. I'm just going to use the new one for everything. I was going to do it differently, but it's just, that thing works so well. I've just been messing around with it. I've only just got it, so why the heck not. And down there's my old computer, my old Alienware. I'm going to maybe put it in the other room so I can hook it up to the TV there. Maybe for something, I'm not sure. And there's 360. Still got 360 issues going on. My original 360's disk drive doesn't work anymore, which is unfortunate. So I've just pulled this one out. I found this one again at a garage sale. Got it for like 20 bucks. It works perfectly. Unfortunately, it's the old original version, which I have no issue with, except that it doesn't have Wi-Fi built in. So you've got to find one of those weird little Wi-Fi dongle things, which are pretty sketchy. They didn't work all that well, if I remember correctly. And I don't have the ability to wire this thing up. I'd have to send a wire all the way down there to the box in the other room. I don't want to do that. So I need to find one of those Wi-Fi things, or maybe get another 360, a newer one, so I can have that set up. That's going to be set up here as well, probably under the desk. So I wanted like the Xbox stuff there. And this is pretty much all sorted as well, which is cool, finally. So in the previous video I showed you I sorted out all my cords, got that all done, found some Amiga games. And over there I found this cool Super Nintendo joystick. Forgot I had this. This is another good garage sale find, $5 if I remember correctly. Burnt games, those are Saturn and Sega CD. And Dreamcast, even though I have a massive collection of all those, my collections are mainly Japanese, so those are for English games. And I've got a Virtual On stick here for the Dreamcast, and a Mega Drive old arcade stick that also doubles as a Neo Geo one, which is pretty cool. It's got an adapter. And I put like kind of systems up here just to get them out the way. These are all box systems. Those are more Dreamcasts. I got Japanese and American. I got that Commodore in there, has some sort of issue. I think it has a sound issue. The SID chip doesn't work properly anymore. It's weird sounds, but otherwise the system works fine. Got to find a replacement SID chip. Here's my Mega Drive Sega CD combo. I will really want to set that up, but like I said in the previous video, I need to get some sort of HDMI connection, and I also like to get one of those Mega SD things, and that'll make things work so much better just for convenience. So, and all that's very expensive, and I don't have money for that, so that's just gonna have to stay there for now. The N64's over there. I've tested it, it's ready to go if I ever want to use it. And I got another Amiga 500 in here. That one works perfectly. It's like a backup. And those two Commodores work perfectly, and one of them was in my previous thrifting video that I found. So those two work perfectly. And that Commodore has it has a port 2 issue. Port 2 doesn't work, unfortunately. Most games use port 2, so and I'm not skilled enough to fix these things, or I've never actually tried. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do about that either. So I've got two Commodores that have issues and two that work perfectly. So yeah, and that's that room there. And so work has stalled a little bit on the games room. It's not out of choice, it's just simply out of, you need money to buy furniture, then you can put stuff in it, on top of it, on walls, etc, etc. So I can't really do anything right now, but I'm super impatient. So I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace and I've been finding a whole lot of shelving, all the shelving that I use, and I've been picking them up for super cheap, like $5 a piece of shelving, that kind of thing. So this is all the IKEA stuff that I use anyway. So I picked this up the other day. I got 2 of those. These are the ones I use. And I picked these up at a thrift store the other day. These are the floating shelves. Perfect. I got 2 of those. Those were like $3 each. And my parents gave me some of these white ones. They don't use them, so they don't need them. I got 3 of them here. Those kind of don't fit in with the look of this room. So I'm going to put those in the bathroom because it's white in there, and I'll put some pictures up so it makes that place look a little bit cooler. So I'm going to put these kind of shelves, you know, like over here, that kind of thing, match it up right under that one. I put one like over there, just under there, match it up there on the wall, super cool. Add some more games to the pile, make the walls look awesome. Also happened to find this super cool poster. I'm going to put it in this frame here. This was a friend of mine, used to work at EB Games back in the day. Let me just put these shelves on here so you can see this poster better. And yeah, that's Space Shuttle 5. That was, I think it was exclusive to EB Games for their advertising for the game. Anyway, it's super cool. I've never come across this poster anywhere else. I'm gonna put it in the frame. I love this game, super awesome. Probably gonna hang it up over there, like right there. It'll look really nice in this room. And then over here, I bought one of these for my Amiga. I think they called it GoTech or whatever the heck they're called. You can run ADF files, Amiga ADF files off the USB here at the back, you know, the disk drive port. And I got it and I was super excited to try it out, and I realized it doesn't come with the cord that goes to your back of your disk drive there, from here to there, which is super disappointing. So I had to order one of those off eBay, so hopefully I'll get it soon. The reason I'm getting this thing is because a bunch of my discs that I've been playing, the old ones, New Zealand Story actually works, so, but a couple of them aren't working anymore, so the discs are starting to die, which is pretty sad. My daughter wanted to play Bubble Ghost the other day, and we loaded it up. It only got to the main screen and then it died. So that's super uncool. And obviously I'm going to be using this to capture real footage from the Amiga as opposed to doing it through emulation on a PC, which is just the most annoying thing I've ever encountered, especially the Amiga emulators. So yeah, that's going to be super cool. And I still haven't found my 3DO games, whoever the heck they are. I've only got like probably about 10 real ones. So I've been burning more and more games here. There's Super Wing Commander there. These ones I haven't tried out yet. I think this is Iron Angel at the Apocalypse, a whole bunch of other stuff. Stuff I've never actually tried. I did play a little bit of Super Wing Commander once before, and I really want to play it again. Done some of my awesome big box PC games, like this Aliens game. This, you just don't find this game anywhere. This was like a kind of like an adventure game kind of thing. It's kind of weird. It's made by Cryo. Those guys made the Dune game, and they also made something else super cool. Can't think of it right now, but this game, you never find this anywhere because it's it's Aliens, and it's never been re-released because of, licensing issues, that usual nonsense, just like the Aliens arcade game. It's never been re-released, so it's the only way to really play that old thing. And I found my Johnny Mnemonic PC game, super cool. This is one I got off eBay. I used to have this back in the day. This is still sealed, I haven't opened it yet. I definitely want to replay this game. This is like an FMV piece of awesomeness. It's it's based on the movie and the novel mixed together, So it doesn't use clips from the Johnny Mnemonic movie. It's basically made its own movie, which is super cool. This is another hidden gem PC game that's totally worth checking out. So that's it for this episode. As you can see, it's coming along pretty nicely. Got a lot of shelving put up, put a lot of games on display, got a lot of systems set up, like really how I want them to look and where they're gonna be. So it's coming together. Again, super restricted by buying furniture, not having any money to actually buy the big stuff. So kind of like just scrounging around at thrift stores. It's kind of still kind of annoying, obviously. I just want to get on with it, but you know, it's coming together slowly. As you saw, I got that GoTech thing for the Amiga, so I can play ADF files. I've been trying to find a solution to capture Amiga stuff and actually be able to showcase it on the channel. Everything I've tried ends up in disaster, or it just doesn't work out. You'll have to see the next episode, but it doesn't work out again. I think I'm cursed with the Amiga. You know, maybe some Atari ST owner that's a Wiccan or something put a curse on me because it just doesn't work out ever, and it's super frustrating because I really like the system and I want to cover it. There's a new solution I've seen. I'm not going to say what it is yet, and you probably already know, but I'm looking into that. Maybe that will be my Amiga solution. If not, I might just be giving up on the whole system, just covering it in general. It's just too much of a pain. And yeah, anyway, hopefully we'll see in the future and see what happens. Anyway, thanks for joining me, Bastish B, for 64K. I hope you had a good time. If you can like and subscribe, that'll be greatly appreciated. I'll see you next time. Cheers.